There comes a moment in every life when the world goes quiet. Not because everything is peaceful, but because every voice around you whispers the same thing. That you will not make it. That you are not enough. That your dreams are bigger than your ability. And in that silence, you start to wonder, are they right? But before you let that doubt settle into your bones, remember this. Every person who ever rose from nothing once stood exactly where you stand now. Alone, underestimated, and dangerously close to giving up. This is what happens next. This message is for the ones who have been counted out. For the ones who carry labels they never asked for. For the ones who wake up each day with a quiet ache because they know they are meant for more. But the world keeps telling them they are meant for less. It matters because the weight of low expectations can cage a person. It can bend your spine, dim your voice, and convince you your limits were pre-written. But they were not. And the moment you understand that, everything changes. Maybe you have felt this. The sting of someone laughing behind your back. The tilt of a head when you share your dream, as if you are sweet but delusional. The warnings of, be realistic, from people you love. You start carrying their doubt like a second skin. You replay their words when you try to sleep. You feel yourself shrink when your own potential tries to rise. And the worst part is not their disbelief. It is the quiet voice inside you that begins to agree with them. You start to count the ways you might fail before you even begin. You imagine the embarrassment, the judgment, the whispered, "I told you so." So you stand still, not because you lack desire, but because you fear becoming the proof they were waiting for. But here is what no one ever tells you. Rising is not about proving them wrong. Rising is about proving yourself right. There is a hidden truth behind every comeback. You do not rise when the world finally believes in you. You rise the moment you decide you no longer need them to. There is a strange freedom that appears when you stop performing for approval. You start trying things you once avoided. You start stumbling, learning, adjusting. You stop hiding your effort. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You begin to see that failure is not the opposite of rising. It is the fuel that builds the strength to carry you upward. You begin to understand that the people who expect you to fail often speak from the limits of their own imagination, not yours. This is where your story starts to shift. Because when you stop being afraid of their predictions, they lose their power. There comes a day when something small changes. Maybe you wake up tired of feeling small. Maybe you survive a setback you were sure would break you. Maybe, just for a moment, you hear your own voice louder than theirs. And in that moment, you realize something liberating. They do not get to decide the ending of your story. They can doubt you. They can walk away. They can laugh, ignore, underestimate you. But they cannot define you. Only you can do that. And the second that truth hits you, you stand a little straighter. You move with a little more intention. You begin to rise, not in a sudden leap, but in small, defiant inches. People may not notice it at first. But you feel it. The shift. The quiet fire. The awakening. If everyone expects you to fail, remember this. Their expectations are not prophecies. They are reflections of their own fears. Your journey is not meant to be understood by everyone. It is meant to be lived by you. Rise slowly. Rise loudly. Rise silently. Rise awkwardly. Rise in whatever way you need to. Just rise. Because the world does not get to write the final line of your story. You do. And here it is. You were never meant to break under the weight of doubt. You were meant to rise because of it. This is your story. And no matter who expected you to fail, you were always meant to rise. Take a deep breath, and remember, your story is still being written. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep receiving stories that lift you higher. And always, rise. Because no matter what anyone else expects, you were born to rise. See you in the next video.